Country music is known for its love of beer, trucks, and beautiful weather. But one thing that is often overlooked is how many country songs feature some pretty dark stories and moments. That is what I'll be covering on today's most amazing top 10 list. Starting off this list in our number 10 spot, we have Patty Loveless's song, How Can I Help You Say Goodbye? This 1993 hit is a slow, gorgeous song that features Patty's amazing vocal skills. In each verse, we hear her struggle with saying goodbye in different stages of life. At first, it is to a childhood friend after her family decides it's time to move. The next verse gets a little darker as she is forced to say goodbye to a husband that is leaving her. In the final verse, though, the song really hits a sad peak when we realize it is about her having to say goodbye to her passing mother. It's a song that is extremely reflective of something we all have to go through, and one of the hardest parts of life, how to say goodbye to the people we love and care about. Moving on to number 9, we have a super old one from 1936, Old Shep by Red Foley. Before I dive into this one, I just wanted to remind you to click that little thumbs up if you're enjoying the video so far. The song is the story of a man and his faithful dog. The song explains that Shep is a very good boy who saved him from drowning years ago when they were both young. At a first listen, this song is just a nice little tune about a man's best friend and the bond they share, but it quickly takes a dark turn. As Shep gets older, the song follows his plan to shoot Shep in the head. I wish I was making this up. Luckily, he doesn't end up following through with his plan, which briefly made me feel better until the ending of the song where Shep passes on to Rainbow Bridge anyways. I suppose it was bound to happen anyway, but I didn't really want to listen to a song about it. Coming in at number 8, we're moving on to a song by the king of country himself, Johnny Cash. Although Johnny has no shortage of dark, sad songs, in this spot I've got his tune, I Hung My Head. The song is sung from the point of view of a man who shoots a stranger just for no reason. That's nuts. The guy just wanted to practice his aim, so he kills a man. He then flees the scene only to later be caught and ends up being sent to the gallows. This wasn't already enough, he then experiences this moment where he believes that once he's been executed, the guy he killed will return to him and the two will go on their merry way and head toward the pearly gates together. I don't think that this guy's ghost is getting anywhere near him, but at least the song ends off on a positive note, even if it is a little creepy. Moving on to number 7, we've got another Cash song. This one's called Delias Gone. It's another ballad that sounds just like a sad breakup song and a man expressing his heartache until you really listen to the lyrics and the storytelling. While it is about all of those things, it also shows that Delia left because he was cold and mean. But unfortunately, it doesn't end there. This song is actually based on a real story, and what happens next is that he finds her and he kills her. The song talks about shooting her twice and explains her suffering. The casual sound of the melody is a striking difference to the disturbing lyrics. Moving on to number 6, we have Knoxville Girl by the Louvin Brothers. At a first listen, this song sounds like a sweet song. With an upbeat guitar and the ear-pleasing bluegrass harmonies, it sounds like a nice little ditty. But when we really dive into the song, it's actually about a pretty gruesome scene. The song is more like a confession to a murder that happened on a romantic walk between two lovers. The lovers seem to have met in Knoxville and they visit each other every Sunday. The lyrics then go on to describe them going for a walk, where he begins beating her with a stick. She pleads for her life, but he does not stop. I actually cannot believe that a song that sounds so bright and cheery is about something so dark. Coming in at our halfway mark at number 5, we have the Violent Femmes' Country Death song. I guess by the title, it's not exactly surprising that this song is dark, but I was surprised at just how dark. With a very rhythmic melody that features a quintessential banjo line, the vocals give us more clues into the darkness of this song. The tune is about a man who has lost his mind. He ends up pushing his daughter off a ledge to her death. We then have a pretty chaotic instrumental break that really reflects the chaos of the story. After the break, the story continues and the man ends up realizing what he's done and reflecting on his mental state, he ends up committing suicide. This is for sure one of the darkest songs on this list. Moving on to number 4, we have Marty Robbins' 1959 hit, They're Hangin' Me Tonight. The song is slow but almost cheerful in sound. It features a lilting guitar and Marty's beautiful voice, but it tells a dark tale. In the beginning, he is just singing about missing his lover and how heartbroken he is that she left him for another man, but after the first few lines, we get what the song is really about. It's about a man who is awaiting his punishment for killing his ex and her new guy. guy. He talks about taking his pistol off of his hip and raising it with a trembling hand. He then says he took the life of Pretty Flo and that good-for-nothing man. This line really shows his mix of heartbrokenness as well as his anger. He ends the song with his feelings of remorse, which I guess is a good thing, but it probably would have just been better to let them live their lives. In our number 3 spot today, we have Eric Church's song Creepin. This song is quick-paced and upbeat, and the driving drum hits give it a really cool feeling before bursting into an explosive chorus. Seems like this song could be about a multitude of things. At a first listen, I thought it was about hunting, but what it is really about is not being able to get out of your own head and kind of a descent into madness. The song also describes all the ways he's tried to drown out his memories with a lot of illicit substances, as well as whiskey and caffeine. Probably not the best combination, as at the end of the song he talks about getting a little too deep and almost overdosing. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have Why They Call It Falling by Leanne Womack. The song feels very uplifting and describes the feeling of falling in love, saying that it feels like walking on the ceiling. This is of course before it takes quite the turn and love ends up being portrayed very differently. She says it feels like a knife through the heart. She says that when someone tells you that they've found someone new, it's like a kind of grave. Definitely not the depiction of love we were looking for. It's almost jarring how quickly the song turned from something so bright and cheery and positive to something pretty dark and miserable. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have a personal favorite of mine, Drink a Beer by Luke Bryan. This song makes you want to just grab those closest to you, watch the sunset, and drink a nice cold beer or soda. And I really do think that this is what the song is trying to get across, but not without a really tragic and terrible backstory. If you know about Luke Bryan, you probably know that he lost his brother Chris in a car accident in 1996 and then lost his sister Kelly in 2007. While this tragedy would be almost too much for anyone to bear, Luke seems to have this amazing ability to channel this tragic loss into his music. Drink a Beer is about losing people you love and remembering the things you used to do with them, like get together and drink a beer. It's about wishing you had those moments back, even just for one more day. If this didn't already make you think that Luke is one of the coolest and strongest people out there, his brother-in-law, who was married to his sister before she passed, ended up dying from a heart attack in 2014, 1 year after Drink a Beer was released. Luke and his wife have since taken in their 3 kids, adding to their clan. It's unbelievable how they just keep on keeping on, but it makes me feel very inspired. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Olivia Kozlowski, and I'll see you next time.